Nobody, starring Bob Obnick, Christopher Lloyd, The RZA, and Michael Ironside. A good movie, but it's becoming a movie trope. Older guy, maybe not in great shape. Oh, he happens to be deadly, crazy deadly, because he's former military, former CIA, former KGB, he's red, retired, extremely dangerous, or whatever. And something sets him off and he's got to go back into his old I'll kill everybody in the room type shtick. This was good. It had a couple of moments where it was kind of funny and a couple of moments where it was really, really intense, and I kind of dig that. You've seen the previews, and if you've seen the previews, you've seen most of the action from the movie. The fight on the bus, burning the money, final shootout. That's pretty much it. There's one thing where he gets into a scuffle with a couple of people who robbed him, and he decides not to hurt them because he got a kid in the house. So aside from that, it's funny. He's not really, extremely deadly with martial arts moves or whatever. It's just a dude that can take a punch, because people keep punching him and he just keeps getting back up and hitting them with bottles and stabbing them in the thigh or whatever. They can't take the punishment that he can take, and he can dish out more punishment than he can take. And that's pretty much it. He's a government operative that saw that someone he was going to, put a bullet in their head. They were going to try to change their ways. So he decided he would let them go and see what happens. And he came back to this guy about a year later and just knew the guy was going to be a goof. But he was doing exactly what he said. He had left the business, he had gotten a family, the whole 9 yards, and he was like, man, I want a piece of that. So he decided he was going to quit and get a family. But he was still pretty much a killer, so it didn't work out that well. There's one thing that happened in the movie that I didn't like. I mean, he says that he had someone who had stolen, $2 or $3 million. So I'm assuming he kept that because he caught the person. But he's in a room with millions of dollars. I think he said $500 million. He doesn't take any of it. He sets it on fire to hurt somebody. But I'm thinking, if you took that money, bought yourself and your family a car and a house and whatever else, he still wouldn't have that money. He'd still be hurt. He set it all on fire. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Pretty good fight scenes. Pretty good shootouts. It was a good movie. It was, I don't want to say quaint, but I guess it was quaint. It wasn't like super crazy action movie. It wasn't Taken, but it was a pretty good movie. It was, older dad bod type guy, and he giving people that work. It was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was definitely good. So good, in fact, that I would give the movie Nobody 7 bags of popcorn. 7 bags of popcorn. Somebody asked me how many out of what? So this is 7 out of 10. So 7 out of 10. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But if you've seen it, let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.
Popcorn passport. Get your popcorn passport.